to thank you for all coming out. It's a horrible day. Yesterday was wonderful. Tomorrow's supposed to be wonderful. So this is Michigan, right? That's right. I have to tell you, I am so humbled and proud of everybody across the country who's been involved in this. And we can tell right here that we have a huge message to get out there. This place should be packed. Yeah. So many people do not understand what is happening in our country and how it has personally affected them. And that's what we aim to do. Today is the beginning of our journey. On February 19th, 2 women decided to stand up and say enough is enough. 2 voices turned to thousands volunteering across the country. As Laura mentioned, we have 55 events occurring today across the country. Those volunteers are making it possible for tens of thousands of voices to be heard today. We thank each and every person who's helped this movement become a reality. And I have to particularly point out a few people who are the core organizers for not only this event this morning in Lansing, we added a second event in Detroit for this afternoon. Whoa, all right. Laura Trezell, Cheryl Azelton, they're probably all over there working, Lisa Catherine Brown, Dana Wigton, and Portia Santilla are the core people who have put this whole organization in Michigan together and have worked for the last 10 weeks. So we really appreciate it. Also, we have many, if you go to our website, unitewomen.org, you'll see on the bottom a listing and a link to all of the organizations that have stood behind us in this and supported us, endorsed us. Some are very involved in helping us with these events, and we are going to be working with them beyond today and for the rest of the year on some very specific things that you'll learn about today. You know, there are some people who say there is no war on women. What do you think? Okay, that's putting it pretty clearly. Some people say there is, but we shouldn't use the term war. Let's be very clear. It doesn't matter how people want to package what is happening to women in this country. We refuse to accept it. I'm not sure what that was. Some say women, we're more interested in the economy than what is happening with social issues. When funding for Planned Parenthood is taken away, that is an economic issue. Who do you think suffers more when they cannot get low-cost health care? Who do you think loses their jobs when funding is cut for health clinics? When food stamps are cut to fund tax breaks for the wealthy, that is an economic issue. More women now attend college than men. So when Pell Grants are cut, it affects women in college, and it also affects all of us mothers who either have their children in college or will have our children in college. That is an economic issue. Yeah. We have an obligation as citizens of this country to vote for those politicians who stand for women's rights. Yeah. Because women's rights is human rights.
That's right.
Yes. Our call to action is really for all of you to educate yourself and all those around you on the issues that are being proposed and sponsored and voted on by our legislators. Do not, and this is really key, do not just listen to how they spin the legislation. That is the biggest problem we have in this country. The media will spin it, and then people believe the spin. Don't just listen to their spin. Don't listen to how they package the legislation. Learn what the legislation is. Actually understand how it will affect you. We have that power. They've taken that power away from us. We need to take it back. Yeah. We as an organization are going to help you do that. Right now we have postcards that you can take home, or go to our website if you don't want to take the postcards, unitewomen.org, and we will have all of this information on the website. We do right now. It will have all the information that you need to learn specifically about the legislation that is affecting you in the state of Michigan and from our Congress in Washington. Some have asked, where are the women? Well, what I was going to say is, we're here and we're not going away. But there are not enough of us here. And we need to get this word out. You are here braving the weather the way it is, so I know that I can say this to you. You understand, but there are a lot of people who do not. And we need to have our voices heard and educate the population.
Woo! Yes, ma'am. Woo!
That is really why we have started this organization. It was initially just to get feet on the street. I don't know about you. Well, yes, I do know about you because you're here. But I think we all felt the same way I did when I spoke with my friend that night, saying, what is happening to our country? How could this be happening? So many of us have fought this fight before. And I have a 20-year-old daughter who said, Mom, I thought I grew up in a post-feminist society. What is happening? Why are my rights that I have taken for granted, why are they being threatened? She understands. And she is going to make sure that everybody else understands. We need our youth to understand that this affects them. We need